All right, y'all.
All right. We are back in the game, y'all. We recording live again. Back at it. Smoking Word Podcast, as y'all know, with your girl SP.
Your girl CJ. We back, y'all. How y'all doing? How y'all feel? What's the knowledge?
Yes, we missed y'all. We missed y'all. And y'all see, to our left, we have a very, very, very special guest today. We have Magnus Juliano, the artiste, our resident artiste of Smoking Word Podcast. We're going to let you introduce yourself, though.
Thank you. Again, I'm very grateful to be on with you all. I have so much respect and love for y'all. I'm Magnus Juliano. I am an artist and an advocate. And I do a lot in between there.
Yeah, that's a good short and sweet version. I like how you said artist and advocate, because that's important.
And I just want to say all around Jim, because we have the pleasure of knowing you personally, which is not always the case with our guests. So I just want to just say that I always love being around you. You're truly just a light, and I just adore you. I do.
Vibrant, colorful being. And yes, just very much enjoyable to be around. So thank you, Torin, for introducing us.
Yes.
Shout out to Torin.
Shout out to Torin, yes. And the feeling is mutual, y'all.
Thank you. So we think this is going to be a wonderful episode. Like, the word we have picked out is going to go perfect with just the in-your-face art that you purposely and intentionally hit us with. You know, I think it all goes hand in hand. So tell us a little bit about, like, how you became an artist, or how you knew that you were an artist, because maybe you were born an artist, you know what I mean? But what drew you there, and what would you say your style is, and what type of art that you do?
Okay, that's a good question. I knew I became an artist when my grandmother, like, pointed it out. I was 5 years old, and she had acquired all these creative elements, like a Fisher Price table. It had all of, like, the markers, crayons. It came like in a whole package, and watercolors, and she just allowed me to, like, explore that. I was very young, and me and my family, my mom, we lived with my grandmother, so she just saw that in me, and she got me that equipment, and I played with those materials, and then from that point I just knew it was for me. But where I come from, like, often, like, you just can't be an artist, right? Like, you gotta have a job.
They're like, well, what? That don't pay the bill.
It's not practical.
It's not practical, but I also think it's innate in black folk in general to acquire more than one skill set in order to survive. Like, I just think it's just very, like, natural, especially when we can kind of, like, have a grip on ourselves and these harsh realities that we face.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm being long-winded.
No,
this is the place
to talk. Spoken word, it's about the word.
It just placed that fire in me, you know. And so ever since that point, like, it's a running joke. My family is say Chris and his projects. That's how they address me, but they'll be like, Chris and his projects. I used to make little projects all over the house, and I don't know, that just never left me. My imagination never left. Like, my upbringing wasn't, like, the best, but from what I hear, a lot of people will share that experience with me, so I'm not alone in that. But it's just like, with that being said, it's like I wanted to hold on to that imagination, you know what I'm saying?
That inner child.
Yes, and I didn't want to let it go. And when I grew up, I just said, I know this is the ultimate sacrifice, but I'm willing to take the risk.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I later on too wanted it to mean something, because when you're creating, of course we create to survive, to eat, and all those things, but when you're creating with purpose, as like this podcast is, like, y'all have intentions behind it, and I think that serves a greater purpose. So it's a different process, you know, instead of just, like, creating for the, you know, reality of it.
Yeah. Or even just for your own heart's sake, you know.
Yeah. So how would you describe your style and like? I hate to say like your aim, but that sounds kind of like gimmicky. But you know what I mean? Like what do you feel is your niche? Like your specific,
or your intention, like you put it with your art.
Ooh, that's another good question. Oh wow. I always just want to provoke thought, and I always want to inspire. One of my favorite quotes is from Pac, and he said, you know, maybe I won't change the world. I'm paraphrasing. Maybe I won't change the world, but I'll ignite the brain that does, or spark the mind that does.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
That's a real good
one.
That set with me because I was like, it let me know early on I can only do so much, and I think what I'm going to do is take it as far as I can take it, but I'm only one entity, and I know I have to inspire others, you know, and others have to take it to where they want to take it. It'll be, you know, out of my control, and I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah.
You can only do what you can do with the time you have, you know. I feel like y'all taking advantage of the moment. Y'all seizing this opportunity to really connect and, you know, cultivate a culture. So it's like the same thing, you know.
Yeah.
Seizing the moment.
And art has to be selfless, I feel, or it has no like meaning. Like you have to take any artist, like you have to take yourself out of the equation. It is for the people. It is to inspire. It is to provoke thought. You know, you want people to tap into what you got going on, and I think that's not, if you're putting yourself in the mix, like this is about me, this is about me, this is about me, and not your audience. It to me takes away the meaning. That's for me. Like when I went to school for theater, I was drawn to storytelling because when I used to go see plays, I would always love walking away from something like, dang, that was a crazy situation, and it reminded me of when I went through this, or wow, this one character in the story really inspired me to do this, you know, or whatever, or this one line in the play really stuck out to me. Like, so I look for that in everything all the time.
And you never realize like which mind you're gonna spark, because we were sparked by somebody too, you know, throughout our lives. Like Pac gave you that quote. That's pretty much kind of some of the background with Spoken Word. Like we got these inspired quotes that we do each episode on, you know. So and like you said, I like how you said we all creatives in some sort of aspect.
Same way.
We just all using it in different ways, and that's the beauty of reflecting. So that'll be a good segue, I think, where we just ended, to go right into the spoken word of the day. So you want to introduce it, C?
Yeah, so
that's right.
This word comes from, I don't even know how to describe Gil Scott because he's a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Gil Scott Heron.
Very fitting.
Very fitting. I believe he started out as a poet, a spoken word artist, and then started transitioning his music into like, you know, or his poetry into spoken word over music, drums, compilations in the background. It's so funny because my cousin hates Gil Scott Heron.
What?
She just, you know how everybody has their artist, they just like the sound of their voice. It's a really weird person to have that with, but it's just so funny. So shout out to her because she knows exactly who she is, but she be like cringe. But anyway, everybody gonna hate. Somebody gonna hate you.
Yeah, right.
Like no matter how great you are,
you ain't gotta do that. You saying some good shit. I just hate your voice.
True.
But no, so obviously his most important, influential quote is "The revolution will not be televised."
Yes, and I know y'all know that. Even if you ain't know Gil Scott Heron's name, you done heard that before.
You've had to. If you didn't, I don't know about you.
Yeah. Go ahead and stage left. But I think that's an important quote, like to black activists, you know. And you did. You ain't say the word activist, but you said advocate, which I think kind of along the similar lines that you're using your voice for something bigger than yourself, you know.
Yeah. I consider myself, I'm doing more like advocacy work. I feel like in a space that I feel like serves me better, and has like some stability, some sustainability, sustainability, because before I felt like I was on the front lines, but I wasn't like, I wasn't mentally prepared for what you're going to experience.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Like putting yourself out there more, taking on more of the brunt of the backlash,
Yeah. Right. It's a lot that comes with that.
I feel like y'all as black films understand.
Right.
A little bit. A tiny little bit.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but yeah.
Everyday life type shit.
Yeah.
But it's important work, and I know you're probably referring to your new position, like as an advocate for artists at your company, like your day job.
Well, they are my day job, but they are a big portion of, I feel like, where I'm headed at this portion of my life. But the Greater Columbus Arts Council definitely took me on as a navigator.
Oh, that's nice.
It's been an amazing experience.
That is wonderful.
Yeah, they need people like you who care and who are artists,
and who actually care. I think for me, I paid a lot out of pocket. I did a lot of street art, but it felt good to know that there was funding, that there was support out there. I didn't know that at first, You're thinking, where I'm from, again, you gotta have a job.
Or you get it out the mud all the time.
Yeah, so who cares to find funding for that when we trying to survive type shit. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just definitely a different experience for sure.
And we'll make sure we put that link in the description box for any artists who might want to explore that. So we'll make sure we do that
for sure.
So what does that, the revolution will not be televised, what does that mean to you? What comes to mind when you hear that quote?
When I hear that quote, I don't know, it sparks, I don't know. For me personally, I felt like the revolution has been in my reality. It's been rooted in not the reality, but in my reality. And again, holding on to that inspiration and creativity and taking it to the next level. So I don't necessarily, as far as like revolution, like the revolution in a greater sense, I don't feel like it's traditional in the ways that we think it is, like a fight.
Right.
I think it's more so of like a internal.
Some spiritual shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think, you gotta think like the generations before us, it was like civil rights, they was marching, they was boycotting, and I really don't give a shit about that anymore because I feel like I boycott to the best of my ability and against what matters to me every day, or at least I try to as best as I can, right? Spend my money where I want to spend it, try to take away from these greedy ass corporations. You try, right? You try. Yes. But I agree with you wholeheartedly when you say I don't think it's gonna be like billy clubs and the police. We're not gonna have to run to the streets like that. I think it is more internal because I think we've lost that zeal that our Martin Luther Kings and Rosa Parks and Malcolm X's had, but racism really ain't going nowhere. And another conversation, I think, we figured that out. Yeah, we figured that out. Whereas, like, they were wanting to integrate and assimilate and like have that seat at the table. Where I think in our generation, we don't care.
We back to building our own table.
We want our own.
And to that point, and you made a very, very good just segue into this train of thought. Like, I'm realizing they thought that was what they needed to do at the time, collectively.
Mm-hmm. And totally not taken away from it.
Right.
And I know you're not.
Yeah.
But I'm like, and I think about just, again, like the black church and how that was like community. That was the meeting home. That was the meeting ground. And what it signified then. It was way different. I think we kind of lost touch with how we communicate in real time. And more so like the advocacy part falls on just like theories and on lines and not the front lines.
Right.
And those people are on the front lines. Those people are doing the actual work. And I'm not saying there aren't people who can't be writers, painters. Obviously that's, I feel like, where my advocacy really lies. But it's like, sometimes you do have to take a stand, you know.
Yeah.
And some people have, you know, never have to experience that or never had to experience that.
That's where I'm at with the quote. Like, the revolution will not be televised. Like y'all was saying, it's more internal. It's a spiritual thing. It's in your existence. It's in your being. Like, I don't have to go outside and protest. Like, my life is a protest. You know what I mean? From the way I wear my hair, to the shit I buy, to what I put in my body, to the way I think, to the way I do every single thing is intentionally a protest. You know what I mean? So that just made me think of like this bullshit ass protest that everybody tried to do February 28th. You knew I had to go there. Like, yeah, the Target protest. Come to find out, it's put on by this white man.
Of course.
From the People's Union.
Is that what happened?
Yes. It had nothing to do with DEI. It had to do with corporate greed. So this is where black people piss me off. You know what I mean? Like, we jump on bandwagons. Most of y'all probably went to Target on the 27th and March 1st.
Right.
Anyways. So what was the point of this February 28th? And if we making it about DEI, none of us benefited from that. So I'm not going to go all the way deep into that. White women benefited the most from DEI, but I digress. My whole point here is that your life should be a protest. I don't have to go pick a day to protest something because I already don't shop there.
Right.
I'm already not obsessed with corporations and name brands and these white names that used to lynch our ancestors.
Right. Yeah.
All I'm saying is conserve your black rage for black things.
Right.
That's a bar though.
Because everybody uses our rage to further their own agendas, and we get nothing in the end.
Empty.
Including DEI. White women, number 1. Asian Americans, number 2. Latinos were number 3. LGBT, number 4. And then it was, I believe, veterans was 5. 6 was disabled people. And then 7 was black people who benefited from DEI. So just to put things in perspective, of course, there's some intersectionality there.
Right.
You know? However, just be aware.
I'm kind of surprised the vets are so far down on the list.
Yeah, you know America don't give a damn about this.
Yeah, they don't.
We act like we do. We say thank you for your service and let their lives be trash. We see on the side of the road, thank you for your service, but I'm not going to give you shit. Like, don't get me started on none of that. It's all fake. So, if you want to continue with the performance protests, my revolution will not be televised. When I saw that CBS was reporting on the blackout, I was good. Y'all revolutions can remain televised.
The boycott was televised.
The boycott was televised. Why do we keep telling white people what we finna do?
Right, just do it.
But, you know, I digress. Sorry for the tangent, guys. You know, but the revolution will not be televised.
If Martin and them sent out the bus company a notice that said they was going to stop riding.
Right. They would have just made adjustments. Like, we gonna shut that ride down that day anyway. And then, all right, this is my last rant. So we do this on Friday, and then y'all turn around and watch the Oscars on Sunday. Which is a DEI failure again. But it's about DEI. Got it. All right. So, yeah, so make sure that when you're really protesting, that your protest makes sense and that your life is actually a protest. So that's why I wanted to bring up, like, to me, when I think of that, it's how you live, not just the things you say. It's what you do. It's who you are. It's your being. And
how you treat people.
Yeah, the proof is in the pudding. You know, people could speak about how they love black people so much, but them be the people they dogging all day. And, you know, so it just, things are being exposed. All these fake gurus, all these fake protests. Y'all still following Al Sharpton and ain't did shit in 50 years. And all these people. You know what I mean? But what do I know?
And that's even like the Black Lives Matter. Like, all of that got exposed.
Yeah. If you went and looked at their website, it was nothing about black people either. But these are the things because people don't read. They don't go research who's starting these things.
Organizations.
These organizations that they just choose to follow blindly. You know?
Blindly, just because it got the word black on it.
Well, if I may too, I think people like follow emotions, our rule by
and black
emotions.
people for sure.
For sure. And then it's like you got to add on fear, right? And then you add on the constant survival mode. I think like I've been taking a step back to analyze it all, like, and why it is the way it is. But I think the reason why people aren't tapped in is because like there's so many like different ways that they block those kind of like developing thoughts, I feel like, and just like everyday Monday living, or like the survival of it, you know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of people aren't free mentally because they're not inspired enough to be. They're not provoked enough to be in the time that they have in a day. You know, respectfully. And they've never
That's
had,
on purpose.
Yeah, it is. It's by design.
Yeah.
And I think like sometimes it's like they never had the leisure to sit and think, or the people in their life weren't quick on their feet. My parents were young parents. They hustled. They had a lot of fun. You know, growing up, they loved to party. And, they were around some, you know, shady people. Questionable environments and stuff. Mixed crowds, you know. But it's just like they had to learn how to maneuver in their quick wit and thinking. I just feel like how they have perspective on the world. Like how we're having this conversation and y'all have perspective on the world like that too, like, but some people aren't equipped enough or had the experience to like think like that. Sometimes I be questioning that, like, why don't they see it?
Right. But yeah,
respectfully.
My dude said that the other day. Like, people don't read, and he was like, they don't got time to read. And I was going off about people not reading. He was like, they don't got time. And I'm like, everyone has time.
Boy,
but maybe they don't.
Posts.
Maybe they don't.
Read Instagram posts.
I didn't mean to cut you off, see?
No, you good. I mean, there's...
Yeah, you
24 hours is not that long.
Yeah.
24 hours is not that long.
But you got time to watch Love and Hip Hop.
I mean, choices.
Well, and sometimes I just think people are trying to just like get free.
Yeah.
Like find any vice they can to kind of escape because...
To decompress.
Yeah. And not everybody was like built with like that creative niche or like go-getter mentality, or just have other things that interest them. Like some people really be like, that is their entertainment. That's it.
Yeah.
But respectfully, I do think it's important that we all try to advance and get a little bit better. Like I don't care if you are the know-it-all, like know more.
Yeah.
And if you know it all, then work on compassion, work on empathy, work on something else. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we're always a work in progress.
That's true.
I think there is a bit of revolution inside the internet. As much as I hate it, I think it has at least been able to expose, illuminate, target, whatever you want to say, get things that some people would have never grasped out in the forefront.
That's true.
And like So was just saying, it's like, you know, things have changed. Like, we are not our ancestors. That is some real ass shit on so many levels.
But I feel like we are our ancestors.
We are.
But I get what you're saying. Like, we are a little bit more feisty
evolved version.
And technology has done a number on not just black culture, just the world in general. You have access every day to knowledge, materials, people. I mean,
global information.
They didn't have that reach.
They did.
They just didn't.
You're right.
Shit, they did everything.
And at the
which could be a good, I guess, a gift and a curse.
You're right.
There's levels for sure, but my mom always said the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught to stay with the times.
Yeah.
Stay with the times, because you'll look up and the world, technology, whatever's going on will pass you by.
For sure.
It's kind of like that scene in my favorite movie, Shawshank Redemption, when Brooks, the old man, he had been locked up since he was like a teenager and he finally got parole. He committed suicide because the world had moved by so fast he could not take it. He had not seen a car. He had not seen, when he went into prison, it was like probably like the 20s, early 1900s. So when he came out and say the 70s, 80s, 90s, he was so overwhelmed by how far technology had advanced. He felt no place in society so much that he committed suicide. He took his own life. And I thought that was just a powerful thing they put in that movie, because it does show like how this world can really think about our grandparents. My grandma was born in 1928, so she probably saw too much.
Right. Everything that happened.
Because she didn't pass until 2011, so she had seen everything from
the Great Depression to Martin Luther
Jim
King
Crow to all the way to our first black president, if you will. You know, like, I shouldn't have put that in quotes, but
lady.
That's another episode, y'all. But no comment.
I mean, that's a great point. Like, and I do feel like we born in certain times for a reason. You know, like you incarnated here right now for a reason. There's something to be done now.
In this moment.
Yeah.
I agree. I definitely agree. But I think the revolution may not be televised, but it'll be mobile, right? And I think that's very important, like the mobility. And
that was a bar.
I have so much love for Kendrick's Turn the TV Off, because part of me it feels like I'm entering that era too.
Yeah.
And it's not to say I'm just going to have more designated time. I'm going to approach it a little bit more differently. And y'all are entrepreneurs as well as like social media, like lovers. So y'all know y'all have to, choose when and where to kind of like spend your time is valuable, right?
Right.
So like I do think exactly, and I want to read more. Like actually, like of course I'm going to listen to my audiobooks, but I want to read as well, and I want to get more tapped in.
Yeah.
And I think the internet and social medias are like like it isn't. The allure of it isn't the fun part of it, right? Everyone's trying to find their community at this point. It's not like necessarily just like showboaty and exciting like it was for
It's changing. It's changing. And people are tired of that fake ass, like, oh, I love Dove soap. Jack ass. Like, yeah, girl, if you don't go somewhere, like, what soap do you wash your ass with for real?
They getting paid though.
Yeah.
They getting paid.
But they going broke. Like, that be a facade. Like, a lot of this shit is getting, like we talking about shit being exposed.
You hot till you not.
Yeah, you hot till you not. Some of them you might get a $30,000 check one month, and the next month you can't pay your rent.
That's true.
So it's like, but people getting sick and tired of, then they feel like they got to keep up with the Joneses, and that's why all them influencers was going broke. Like, all this stuff being exposed. So it's like, I think the world is just tired of fake ass shit, and we trying to get back to the nitty gritty.
It's time.
It's time. And like you said, like just being more intentional with social media. Like I'm on there for real to post some business stuff, maybe get a few hee-hee-ha's in. I cut it off. So I feel like it's like when you actually have shit to do, you got shit to do, And the more time that when I was on there, I wasn't moving how I was moving now, with intentionality or with like, oh, I got 5 things to get done today. Like, I'm just not going to have time to log in. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I don't need as many distractions now because I got shit going on and I'm happy with what I got going on. So, I think that's a lot that comes into it,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you know me, I always say everything is super relative. My revolution may not be yours, and vice versa. So, it's like, you gotta find. I'm so much of an individualist.
Yeah.
Almost to a fault.
Aquarius.
But I do I do feel like we do need to bring back some form of deeper community.
Yeah.
Because I think that's also people are flocking to the internet for love, for support, for affection, for sex, for companionship. Because you're not linking with your mom and connecting with your best friend like you should, or you ain't seen your granny in 3 years because you don't want, but you can, like you said,
or because you moved to New York,
but you can watch Love and Hip Hop.
You don't know nobody.
You can be in the club every Friday or doing whatever, but it's like that intention for realness is not there. But I'll be honest, I don't know the fix for that.
The fix is human connection.
On the bigger, but how do we get there though?
They're going to have to shut the internet down.
Well, I think they made it.
They're going to have to shut the electricity.
Too many, right? Just cut it off.
We're going to have to go to a quiet place like that
say,
for niggas to care. Just get the point.
I am not trying to be spicy, but I'm like, didn't Canada just threaten us to shut it down? It looks like they're going to be shutting down the internet.
Right.
Wait, Canada did?
Oh, baby, yes.
No, baby.
See, maybe this is what we need, folks.
I mean, I think some weird shit in general is gonna happen to force us into righteousness on a lot of different levels. You know, when it comes.
That's what's
to
been
food.
happening since the pandemic.
Yeah, the food shit that's going on right now,
Ridiculous.
And a lot of this stuff is gonna force us to do what we need to do.
But that's the thing, like
level up.
We need force. That's the. I ain't gonna say that's the problem. It's sad that we need force.
Turn the TV off. Turn the TV off.
Turn the TV off.
Yeah, let's unplug because the revolution will not be televised. The revolution is inside of you and I.
You heard it right here from Magnus Juliano.
Thank y'all.
Spoken Word Podcast.
Absolutely.
We love y'all. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Wonderful episode.
We appreciate you so much.
Hospitality on point.
See y'all next time.
Thank y'all for watching. Peace.
Peace.